A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Sports Tonight. This is the Tuesday night edition of the show. Promises to be exciting, fun-filled, as always. Sports Tonight this Tuesday, of course, we'll be talking to you majorly about the Flying Eagles getting ready for a crucial game in Senegal tomorrow in the African Youth Championship. That's the CAF Under-20 Championship. And then we will also spend some time to also update you with goings on. Tonight is one of those big nights. As we speak, games are going on right now in the UEFA Champions League. We will, of course, as we go along, update you with those results as we go along on Sports Tonight. We will also spend some time to reflect on the state of domestic football in Nigeria. We will, of course, also be filling you in with the outcome of yesterday's game in the FA Cup quarterfinals, Arsenal against Manchester United. Arsenal fans clearly on cloud nine. That also will feature on Sports Tonight. Of course, Tuesday, athletics is also going to be on the menu for you tonight. We have someone who was at the African Junior Athletics Championship in Addis Ababa. She will be joining us later on Sports Tonight, and we will, of course, be reviewing that tournament. Nigeria went there. We conquered. We'll find out exactly how it happened from our guest when she joins us on Sports Tonight. And then, of course, Channel's National Kids Cup is also around the corner. The technical committee met today. Screening has been carried out. We have the names of the 32 schools that will be involved in the Lagos preliminaries. We have all that for you on Sports Tonight this Tuesday. So thank you once again for giving us this opportunity to be a part of your day, the last part of the day actually. But usually the best is reserved for the last. We hope to take full use of this opportunity and make you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm not alone. Tunde Koike starts off the show with me tonight. Tunde, welcome to Sports Tonight.
Thank you. Why do you say such a
subdued
manner?
I was trying to imagine if Liverpool were involved in the Champions League. Then I remember that not in the Champions League anymore.
Thank you.
But then also out of the Europa League as well. But still in the FA Cup.
Yes.
And that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's more than we can say for a lot. It's a season that promised so much. Liverpool haven't lived up to expectations, but hopefully they might still end the season on a small high.
Winning the FA Cup surely is not small. In England, it is the most glamorous club competition, and it's always with a lot of glamour. All right, so there's plenty to talk about. We'll talk about that later on the show as well. But let's start off the show tonight this way. It's our usual way of starting the show, and that's just to make you understand how crucial you are to all that we'll be doing on the program tonight. By means of feedback, we want you to talk to us and be a part of what I'll be doing on the program tonight by way of feedback. And if you've been watching Sports Tonight, this is not your first time, you know the platforms available to you, showing right there on your screen. The platforms, Facebook and Twitter. And we want you to talk to us. We want you to react. We want you to suggest. We want you to feed us back and give us your thoughts, your opinion. What do you think about some of the issues as we raise them on the show tonight? Facebook, Twitter, those handles are active, and we will try to be as interactive as we can on Sports Tonight. And to also tell you that you can watch live on YouTube, past, present programs, uploaded for you on YouTube, youtube.com/channelsweb. That's on our website, channelstv.com. And you can also watch on your iPad, your iPhone, your BlackBerry by clicking m.channelstv.com. And it even gets easier and better. If you download the Channels app through Android, iOS, Windows, or their respective stores, you will be able to carry channels with you wherever you go and be a part of all that we're doing on Channels TV. Not just the sports, every part of the programming on Channels TV is what you will be able to watch and follow if you are able to download the Channels app. All right? Don't forget, as we always say it on the show, tell us exactly where your tweets, your comments on Facebook are coming from so that we can track those who are watching us and helps us as well to get that feel of impact on the show. All right, so that's the way we start up the show tonight, and we want you to be a part of all that we're doing from start to finish. Thank you once again. All right, let's start off the show. Tunde, let me start off the show differently tonight. Our national anthem has a phrase that talks about the labors of our heroes past not being in vain. A few days ago, a gentleman passed on, and he passed on very quietly, unannounced. And since he passed on, reports around him have been very little. The media have spoken very little about him. And if care is not taken, one would have thought that the man who passed on played no role, contributed little or nothing to sports development in Nigeria, particularly athletics. But today, we're doing it differently on Sports Tonight because we are students of history and we like to recognize those who have been active, who have served this country in one way or the other. And that's why tonight, we just want to talk very briefly about Sir Dr. George Ibiene Hogan, who passed on a few weeks ago. And this man is an administrator, athletics coach, athletics administrator. He was an athlete in his days as well, for excellence. And he served this country selflessly, gave his all to see the development, to the development of athletics in Nigeria. And he was distinguished not just in athletics, he was also distinguished in academics. He really served. And it's on record because you can't just wish it away, the role this man played in the emergence of the likes of Mary Onyali, Falila Togunkoya, Ese Mokumo, Tombri, Mary Tombri. Yeah, for those of you who are a little old, I'm certainly read some books to even know that.
No, I know Mary Tombri.
Okay, and then if you also know the likes of Chidi Imo, Innocent Igbonuke, Frank Agbebaku, Yusuf Ali, at least Yusuf Ali has been here a couple of times, Henry Amike. This man played a huge role in discovering those athletes when they were very young, and then, of course, projecting them to international limelight. Those athletes, almost all of them, became Olympic medalists for Nigeria. This man discovered them. That's Chief George Hogan. And he passed on quietly last week, unannounced. And since then, I've been trying to read up about him. I've not found anything. And it's not just fair for someone who served so selflessly to just go unannounced, unheralded, and not talked about, not celebrated. That's the story of the man that you're watching on your screen, Sir Gabriel Hogan. Tunde.
Well, Tony, I think it's just symptomatic of the kind of country that we live in, where our heroes are not, how do I put it, they are not given their due recognition when they are alive, even when they are dead.
I think it's because we are post-students of history.
Exactly. My sentiment
the new generation do not know too much about him, for example.
If you go to the National Television Authority, if you ask for tapes of events that took place, maybe the tapes of the first
All Africa Games that Nigeria hosted in 73.
Nigeria hosted in 78, or the first national sports festival that Nigeria ever held, trust me, they don't have it.
It's missing.
Trust me, they don't have it. So it just tells you exactly what has gone on with Nigeria. And this is, I didn't know George Hogan, but I knew his name growing up. And that tells you the role he must have played. I never saw his picture, I never read any of his interviews, but I heard the name a few times. And I know he figured particularly prominently the man can be said to be one of the fathers of Nigerian athletics. His achievements are astounding. I mean, he discovered more or less the golden generation of Nigerian athletics. And for this man to pass unheralded, not even a word from the Athletic Federation of Nigeria.
I think that was a press release, but then the press release was just tucked somewhere in the corner of the pages.
A man like this
not known to anybody, was just hidden somewhere.
A man like this dies, and you are putting out a press release. Come on, what does that tell you? And this man, he epitomizes the national anthem of Nigeria. He served with heart and might. He served with true passion for the cause of athletics. He served with every ounce of his fiber, of his being, of his person. I mean, the man shed blood, he shed sweat for the service of his fatherland. Also, as a distinguished academic, he also made contributions to the academia and also other students as well. So these kind of people should not pass away unheralded with press releases that are maybe 4 or 5 lines stuck in the back pages of a newspaper. It's unseemly. And that is why the present athletes, they are always at a loss on how they should really answer the national call. When they know that when their time is gone, they will be discarded into the dustbin of history. They will not be remembered. They will not be given their due. So it pains me when this kind of thing happens. And I'm hoping that we will continue to play. On this platform, we've done it so many times. For a lot of athletes who are both